Doug, what's coming up there? I know we got a bunch of comments. Marty Peterson has written a book, and he put it up there in the form of a post that when he was in sales, he left because his sales manager was not the right person for the job. Flash in the pan, did nothing, didn't answer questions for the reps. Instead of honing his sales skills, most of the sales managers spend their time refining their pass-the-buck skills, their initiatives to build growth cockamamie ideas, and overall getting disconnected with their reps who are actually in the trenches.
Marty's our kind of listener.
Marty is definitely our kind of listener.
Yeah, way to go, Marty.
But let me throw something at you. If the sales leader is not prepared to lead, it's not going to happen. And the management, senior management or senior executives of a company will hire somebody who is a great salesperson into management thinking, oh boy, this guy's going to make it happen.
It's crazy because they're not transferable skills. Just because you're really good at selling, no offense, doesn't mean you're going to be a great sales leader. Doesn't mean you're going to be able to coach people and train them and help them in the way that they need to be trained. And what happens all too often, Marty's right, is the best salesperson gets promoted to leader.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that numerous times over and over again.
So here's my recommendation. The company has to invest. They have to invest in the present rate of pay to the sales guy who they're going to make, or the saleswoman who they're going to make a leader, and pay them at their present rate for somewhere between 3 and 6 months while they study management and leadership. So that when they come back to the job, they've actually had some training into how to deal with conflict, how to encourage people to win, what to do in situations where the customer doesn't agree with the salesperson, what to do when the salesperson makes a mistake, what to do when they don't make quota, how do you train people, all the skills that they need that they have never had before, that management or leadership executive team is counting on them doing. Let them take a course, go to the Harvard Business School, go to Wharton, go someplace where you can actually learn sales leadership skills.
Or learn from the best sales leader at the company who's actually a leader.
Or other sales leaders who might have a course, like me. But the challenge for them is they haven't studied sales leadership, and you're asking them to go in. So I have a great idea. If you need brain surgery, I'm going to recommend a surgeon to you that has no formal training. Like, dude, what are you thinking?
You're going to go to that surgeon? No, hell no.
Well, he hung around a drugstore a lot. He thinks he can do a great job.
All right, let's go back to Facebook. What other questions we have? Alan, how do you convince your company, to invest in sales management in this way?
Well, listen, you can't convince the company. They have to convince themselves. They're not going to listen to a sales guy going, we need training, we need things, because they're the same salespeople that say our prices are too high.
Well, if you put it to them in a business perspective, so it's not like, I really want training, because that's what you want, but you say to them, okay, here's the training course I found. I'm a new manager.
Right.
If I take this training course, I'm going to be able to help these 5 reps who now report to me better, and I really think that they're all going to make quota because I'm going to be helping them better, and these are the outcomes. This is what I'm going to learn, and this is the investment in terms of cost and time, and make a business case for it.
And make a video. And send it to your executive team. Let them say no to you, or let them say yes to you, based on your enthusiasm for this process. You know, you're trying to be convincing to them, but you're not doing it in a very compelling
Sell them
way.
Like you would sell a client.
Exactly.
Sell your executives.
Exactly.
Okay. Augusto, what to do with salespeople who think to know everything and don't agree to be coached, but the results are not shown?
Well, these people live in New York City. They already know everything.
Of course.
No,
the challenge know everything, Jeffrey.
The challenge is you make training mandatory. You have to. It's like going to high school. What happens if you miss 10 days of classes? They come and expel you, or they come and the truant officer goes after you. Well, the sales manager, the sales leader, needs to make training not optional.
Put them in their place. Give them an assessment. Jeffrey has a great assessment out there.
Yep.
And say, okay, you think you know everything. Great. I believe you, but
Go to
show
the
me.
Gittimer
Just
Learning
prove
Academy.
it. Take this assessment.
Right.
And they'll soon learn they don't know everything.
Go to the GittimerLearningAcademy.com. Sign your salespeople up. It's very inexpensive. And let the first thing they do is take the assessment, because it's a sales skills-based assessment.
Okay, here's a reminder to our podcast listeners.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Mark.
wait. One more, Mark. What are the key questions to ask decision makers in order to find the underlying need of their service so that salespeople can provide value to fill that need?
And the answer to that question is very simple. You have to ask questions that draw out their wisdom and their expertise. How have you successfully used? What have you found to be true? What's the best thing that you've done in order to be able to make this happen? What do you think your sales guys need in the field in order to be able to make their stuff happen? So you ask questions that draw out real world situations, not namby-pamby crap that doesn't mean anything. I don't want to take some kind of a test that tells me what my aptitude might be to be a great person so you can cover your butt when you hire somebody. What I want is what's their real capability and what are their real needs in order to be able to go out and win. And you as a sales leader better know that because you've been to that decision maker. You've made those 100 cold calls. You've done everything that you need to do in order to be able to be a genuine leader.